So good.
All right, man. Let's go. Oh, my glasses. Hold on. Where my glasses? Oh, my glasses. Hold on. Let's go. Hey, we in this bitch, man. We appreciate y'all
What's
tapping
good, y'all?
into My Perspective podcast, man.
Episode 10.
Ten.
Woo!
You should put the
Let's go. I'm your host,
We made it.
PTR Rene, man.
And I'm your host. They call me PYT.
peace. This your girl, the one and only Jamie B.
What it do? We got a great episode
Why
today,
you got
man.
Jane?
You said, well, I got Jamie what?
Why you got Jane Doe as your name?
Oh.
That's one of my aliases. Jane Doe.
Okay.
So you don't want to be
J
found, is
Lo,
what you're
J
trying to tell the
Love.
people. All right, who kicking it off? Jamie?
No.
PY?
I only got one. I'm saying
I got one too.
for like the middle.
I only
All
got
right,
one.
bet. All right, cool. So we're going to start it off with As DC Turns. You know what I'm saying? As DC Turns. Shit getting crazy in DC. You know what I'm saying? Last time we was talking about Ant Glizzy and his whole situation he had going on. This time, the shit is getting even treacherous, right? So for those of you who are not familiar with the DC scene and what's going on in DC, an artist named Gidswap, who is from Trace 737th, which is located in Southeast DC. He just got released from prison. He did I think maybe like a 3 or 2 year bid for gun charges. But the situation around his release is has some, kind of like the streets going crazy because the person that he got indicted with is a person connected with Shy Glizzy. And so this YouTube channel called Family TV did like an introduction to Gidswap, who's the rapper from Southeast, and also tied in Shy Glizzy and Taliban, who are people. Taliban is an artist who got indicted for trafficking guns and also doing a lot of string of robberies on the East and West Coast. And Taliban is like the muscle allegedly for Shy Glizzy. And Glizzy is on YouTube saying that Shy Glizzy is some sort of informant for the government, which is why Taliban got set up, because the Taliban was in this black truck, and the black truck was from the FBI. So it wasn't a real lift. The FBI was driving it. And the people and the Uber people he called was not really the Uber people, it was the FBI, but he didn't know that. And so and Glizzy trying to say that Shy Glizzy put this whole situation together, but I think I don't think Shy Glizzy had nothing to do with it. I think that Shy Glizzy just happened to be in the middle of some people that he's around doing crazy shit. You know what I'm saying? But shout out to Gidswap, he free though. And y'all make sure y'all go tap in with him and No Savage. Those are two artists from 37 who popping out in DC. And another As the DC Turns situation happened. There's this dude named Big Homie Mooka. So Big Homie Mooka is from the same neighborhood as Ant Glizzy. He used to be a part of the Glizzy gang, but he not in the Glizzy gang no more. So Big Homie Mooka is arguing with one of Ant Glizzy's like super supportive named Don't Divide. Like Don't Divide is like Ant Glizzy like little puppet. He always, saying, agreeing with Ant Glizzy and all this. So Don't Divide said something negative about Big Homie Mooka's daughter. because there was some type of rumor going on about Big Homie Mooka and his daughter, but it came out that that was a lie. But Don't Divide is
Wow.
still dragging the situation on. So Big Homie
Wait,
Mooka, huh?
so what was the? I don't know if you want to go into what was the rumor, but was the like?
The rumor, okay. This is what we going. Okay, so we doing the Ask DC turns. This is all alleged. Big Homie Mooka, if you see this, I'm just saying what the story was. You know what the allegations was. We found out that the allegations was not true, but this is what it was. So the rumors in DC was that Big Homie Mooka was having sex with his daughter, right? And
Allegedly.
so yeah, it was crazy. So we found out that it was a lie. The baby mother was just doing some wild shit, trying to, make Big Homie Mooka look like a real dirty dude, but it was a lie. But Don't Divide was on live with Big Homie Mooka and was like, nigga, that's why you fucked your daughter. You a dirty nigga and shit like that. So Big Homie Mooka is real mad, and now he's threatening to shit he's threatening shit Don't Divide down like they do in DC with a Glock Dookie. You know what a Glock Dookie is?
Nah.
A Glock Dookie, when people in prison, they shit and piss inside of like a soap, like a shampoo bottle, and then when a person is coming past them, they squirt it on them,
Mm-hmm.
and it's called shitting a person down.
Whew.
It's a lot.
Yeah, so that's what he's trying to do. So that's what's going on in DC right now. A lot of drama, a lot of shit going on. Corday just dropped a new song, Nothing Promised. So make sure y'all tap into that.
Is he
It's
from
a
your
real
city?
nice song, huh?
Is he from your city?
Yeah. Corday from the DC area for sure.
And I like the fact that you mentioned other two. I don't know if they major artists or local artists, because I like how you tapped in with the West. I want to be tapped in with PG County, Maryland.
Mm.
Right. We got and Matt, I'm glad you said PG County, Maryland. Shout out to you, Jamie, for saying that. Corday is from PG County, Maryland. He from I believe he's from like the Riverdale or Sula area. I think he might be from the Sula area, but Corday is definitely a DMV homie, and he always dropping bangers. And shout out to Corday and High Level and all his team. You know what I mean?
And
That's
what's
what's
up
up.
with Shy Glizzy? Why everybody leaving his gang, his clique? Is it him or is it just the members of the clique?
I feel like, this what I feel like. I feel like because Shot Glizzy is really somebody who put on for his hood. He's the only nigga in DC with a Grammy, right? In Southeast. Southeast is like known as a real low income area. And so I think when he was in position to put people on, I think the people around him still had this, they gonna have this street mindset. And so they may have been trying to use loopholes through the label that Shot Glizzy created, which was Glizzy Gang, to still try to, maybe do some street shit, and it got Shot Glizzy wrapped up into it. And I think Shot Glizzy was just trying to, maybe beat a lot of these street allegations with his chain getting allegedly snatched and, all this other stuff. So I think it's the people around him. I don't think it's Shot Glizzy at all. I think he's trying to give people the opportunity from his neighborhood to shine, because there's a lot of good artists from 37th in Southeast DC. No bullshit. Like a lot of artists. Shout out to J-Mo and Young Threat, all them 37 niggas, man. Shout out to Capitol Heights and all them niggas too.
Shout out to y'all. PG third.
Yeah.
What? PG
P-
County,
PG
Maryland.
County, Maryland. Big Capitol Heights, man. Big
Oh,
41 shit. You feel me?
I was
That's what's
wondering
up.
what you. I was like, what the hell is that?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
41. It's a 41 in LA too. So shout out to the 41 in LA, man. From 41 to 41. You feel me?
Yeah, but that's
Okay.
different. You can't do the F and the 4. You got to do
Yeah, I
the
thought
yeah.
you was dissing something like
That's what I
F.
thought. I'm like, she dissing
Yeah.
somebody.
No, that's how we do it out here. That's how we do it. Cause it's like fuck everybody, 41, fuck everybody.
So you're a gangbanger.
No. I'm a member of my neighborhood though.
Where the
What
glasses
happened
at,
to our
Jack?
guest?
With the glasses, Jamie?
What happened to
What?
our
Because
guests?
I guess it's here. We waiting to bring them up. Y'all gotta tell me when to bring them up.
Oh, okay. I thought.
We fancy, we exclusive.
yeah,
Oh,
we want to get some conversation in, and then we was gonna bring
We bring our boy up. You know what I'm
oh.
saying?
So this is the podcast right here. I'm
This
confused.
podcast. Don't worry,
Oh,
we
okay,
got all that
got you.
shit laid out. We can download it. You see yourself in the background. You know what I'm saying? I try to get a little fancy.
Er,
See you always playing big bag.
I
I just
okay.
up here.
All right, so I'll go into my topic then. So my topic is I saw on I sent it to y'all. I had saw a post on Instagram and it was saying like how do women ask for sex? So it was like a lot of comments. It was funny because it was comments like guys were saying, oh, they don't ask, and then it was like, they just wait till we start touching on them, and then it was like, oh, they just scoop their butt on us. So
How
wanna,
you ask for sex, PY? How how you ask for
um,
sex?
I don't ask. I mean, yeah, I really don't ask. It's
So
usually
they just get to it. They just start loving on you, and then boom, you in it.
not. I'll say I miss you or something like that, and then he'll say something, and then I may send an emoji or something, and
Okay, so you saying hints. So women
yeah,
saying hints when they try and get down to I miss you, or you might send a dick emoji, the cucumber or something like that, with the little wet
or
emoji,
you know,
The little eggplant joint.
the little
or
eggplant
I
joint. Yeah,
don't
that's what I'm
send that.
trying to say.
I never send that. I send like the tongue or something like that.
Oh damn, that's a lucky nigga. God damn, you see the tongue? God damn, I wish
Oh
this joint
shoot.
had tongue. I wish we could put a tongue emoji so we can see.
But why do y'all think that is? Like girls, do you think it's like girls are afraid to ask for sex, or in my case, it wasn't. It's not that I'm afraid, but it's like I don't want to. I don't know. I don't know. I don't really want to seem like nasty, so I
I
kind
think
of
that's
wait.
what it is with women. I think they don't be wanting to seem like no hoe. Asking the dude, can we, have sex? You know what I'm saying? And in the lesbian world, me as a dom and having a femmes do be nervous asking, unless they a freak. I've been met some freaky joints like we fucking now, like, damn, hold on. Shit. But yeah, they do be, because it's usually a masculine type of situation where you taking control. Hey, come here, start kissing on her.
I agree. I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. Definitely.
Do your girl, Jamie? Do your girl, how your girl ask for sex? What she be doing? What she be saying to you? She sends you the tongue emoji.
Nah, she just, I feel like you said, like when you was talking, like I agree with you. Like in our world, we're considered the guys, I guess. So we're more dominant. Like, no, come
Yeah,
here. Like, I want some sex. So it's more so
yeah.
I'll grab and we'll just start going from there.
Girl, give me that pussy. Girl, give me that. Girl,
That's
give
crazy.
me that. Give me that. Girl, give me that.
No, I really do be like that though. Like dudes really, like that's, hey, I want some, or I'm trying to, and it's like, okay, let's get it popping.
What
Yeah,
I
let's get
hate
it
though,
down cracking.
I don't like scheduled sex. So when you said
Yeah, I
that
hate scheduled
you
sex.
send an emoji, that's like scheduled sex. Like I like in the moment type shit. I don't like scheduled sex at all.
I
Yeah,
mean,
it's a
so
half and half. I'm half and half.
are we
Nah,
talking
I'm not. I don't
period?
like
We talking
scheduled
about
sex.
this period? Because I mean, if it's like he texts me or something like "Good morning," okay, good morning, I miss you. If he says something, then I'll send an emoji. But if we're by each other, I mean, that's different. If we're by each other and that's I want to have sex with him, sometimes, most of the time, he'll start it, but then, like I said, I do the
You
tongue.
finishing that shit.
So
So why
sometimes
you don't start it?
That's how I started. When I'm really feeling like, okay, this is what I want, like I want it right now, then I start with, the tongue, and
You
then it's
don't
like,
just, the nigga don't walk in the door. You don't just push him to the door and say, "Shut the fuck up, nigga," and then get on your knees and then unbuckle his pants and just get the mopping, my boy.
I haven't done that yet. I haven't done
You
that yet.
can do that. You do that. That nigga might buy you a house. You hear me?
Look, come to his house with a trench coat on, nothing on. I promise you, you good. Nothing under the trench coat. Just boom and just get active.
And
Because a
tell
lot
that
of,
you gotta say these words. Shut the fuck up, nigga.
I guess, like, I don't know. I guess in our world, like I said, me and Smiles, we are the boys. So it's like, damn, you don't want to have sex? Why do I always have to be the initiator? You know what I mean? So I get like how the girls have sex, but at the same time, it's like for guys, it's like, damn, you're not interested in me? Like, why do I always have to initiate it?
I feel how it can make a person feel like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then sometimes with me, like, well, not this previous relationship, but my past relationship, I would just stop asking for it. Like, damn, you're not trying to have sex? Like, damn, I'm giving you all the hints. Like, damn, I want you. You don't want me? Like,
Hell,
that's my
hell
mind.
yeah.
My
I
mindset.
need me a freaky bitch. Give me a freaky bitch, man. I need a bitch. I get in the house, he slam me against the wall. Shut up, bitch. And
Choke
But
drop
me,
to her
spit in my
knees.
face.
because even with the stuff like I said, even it's like when I want to do something and the way that I'll initiate it, and he be like, you a little freak, or you nasty right now, and it's like everybody has their own way. The pushing him against the wall and stuff like that is something I haven't done. I would try that, but I don't
Mhm. Let us know
that
how that go. We want to
because
know.
once we get there, once we start getting into it, then once I'm there, it's go time. Like I'm whatever, like to him as far as pleasing him. But
Mm,
I mean, everybody just has their own level of freaky and their own way of showing it.
right.
I think it's only
These,
one level of freaky.
what's that? What's that? What's one level of freaky? It's many levels of freaky.
Well, no,
Have you
not
ever
freaky. I'm
had a
sorry.
golden
Nasty.
shower?
Nasty, nasty, nasty. I'm sorry.
You ain't never had a Turkish bath, have you?
What's that?
That's
Yeah.
nasty.
Yeah, it's a different level of freak.
That
Somebody
no, I
wanna match
say
my
that's nasty.
nasty. Somebody wanna match my freak.
I say that's nasty. That's nasty, and I'm nasty. Been there, done that. That
You ain't never
freak,
had a
freak,
golden
freak is
shower?
like elementary, middle school, high school. We
Yeah,
grown. I
I
want
don't
some
do
nasty
golden
shit.
showers. I don't do
You
golden
ain't
showers.
never cream pie, bitch.
That's crazy.
PY, you making PY uncomfortable. Stop.
Hey, that's funny as shit, yeah. Hey, that's funny as shit. All right, who up next?
Oh dang! I guess we're gonna start. We're gonna do all of our stuff without letting.
No, we gotta bring up my boy Rene, the photographer. Can we bring him up now?
We could bring them up now because we
We
All
only
got
right,
got
one
cool.
topic
more.
left.
Because we only got Jamie and then one more from Smile. So yeah.
Oh, okay. Smiles, you got another one?
Yeah, I got another one.
Jamie,
I'm
you
gonna
should
mess
already
this
do
shit up.
that.
Hey, that ladies and gentlemen, on the 10th episode of My Perspective Podcast, we got the world famous Rene, the photographer from Los Angeles, California. How you doing, Rene?
How you ladies doing? I was
Hey, they not
listening
like
in.
us. They
I was
not like
listening
us.
into your conversation, and y'all freaky. I'm just saying. You know what I mean?
Oh, we can get back on that conversation. Look, Renee, there's
Yeah.
difference. There's levels to freakiness and nasty, right? I feel like freaky is, oh, I walked in the door and started sucking this person up. Yeah, that's cool. But how about I'm on my way to church and you sucking me up? Type nasty stuff.
Damn, on the way to church? No, that's blasphemy.
How about you
Forgive her,
spit in
Lord
my face
Jamie.
and
I gotta
how
agree
about
with
you spit in my
Smiles.
face and choke me out?
Not
That's
on church, not on the Lord's day.
that's the type of nasty I'm on.
You are
I'll
blasphemous.
give you the man's perspective on this take, and we'll leave it at that, just because I don't want to step into a whole different world, right? It's just men sometimes do want to feel like they're wanted, they're needed, and yes, when you come home and a woman's there, standing in some nice looking attire, I'll be respectful.
Lingerie, man. We
It's
want
a
these
huge
hoes out
it's a
here
huge
looking
turn on.
good.
It is a huge turn on. So yeah, when a woman gets aggressively, when I'm married, my wife, when she gets aggressive, she's like, "Yo, come here, I want this." It feels good. It makes me feel like, damn, all right, you want me, all right,
Shout
Yeah.
cool.
out to
We still,
wifey. Shout out
we
to
still,
wifey.
we still in love like that. So that's how it goes. And truth be told, sometimes, you know, um, men will want that every now and then, and it makes a man feel like, yeah, like damn, like all right, you do want me, you do love what I give you when it gets down, with the get down, and that's a dope feeling. It is a dope feeling. So, you know, so
Yeah,
shout out to
thank
the
you for
women
that
who do
man's perspective. We
it.
needed
Thank you.
that.
You know what I mean? So I think at this point, it's really, there's two types of relationships, right? You got the one where you're barely starting out, you're chilling, or the one that you've been together for a while, and you can tell what's what. And it's always a
Right.
respectful thing, right? It has to be respect from both sides. So I think at the end of the day, that's where the discussion really does help. Communication really does help with each other to make sure each one of you guys would be understanding to that. And I think because there are some people that'll probably feel like, oh no, like that's just the way it goes. But I think you guys are on to something that might really touch a subject where people need to hear that sometimes, because some people don't know how to get the wheel going, right? Or be inventive with it. And,
I
freakiness
feel
is a good thing.
I feel like I agree with you. I feel like for a man, like I'm 100% woman, but like I said, in our world, me and Smiles world, we are
Yeah.
considered the guys, right?
Right.
So I feel like something simple, like me coming home and you just in lingerie, like damn, you want it. That's so simple. That's
Yeah.
asking for it. You're not asking to braid my hair. You asking for sex.
I do that.
So
Yeah.
it's like I feel like man, I'm like he's only man here, like I said, but in our world, we are considered the guys. So I
Yeah.
feel like something so simple for me is me coming home and you in lingerie, or me coming to kiss you and I pull the covers and you don't have no clothes on. It's like simple, saying it without saying it.
Yeah,
Saying it without saying it.
that makes sense, and
Yeah,
that's
because
dope.
it's a lot of times that men, and because society, I feel like, right, and Renee, as you being a real man, you know what I'm saying. You can correct me if I'm wrong. A lot of times, society has this idea of what masculinity is, and in that same idea, sometimes men aren't allowed to express, hey, I want you to, give me the emotion that you are expecting from me. You know what I'm saying? Without them looking like, they a sucker or they soft. You know what I'm saying? So I think, like he said, that having these conversations with women are letting other women know, like, hey, it's cool to, for you to do something sensual for your dudes like that. It don't make a man feel like he gay or nothing. Like if maybe run a bath, or like Beyonce say, let me run your bath. Won't ya? You know what I'm saying? Shit, like, be real sensual. Men like that real sensual, because it's tough for, I feel like, and I'm not a man, but Renee, correct me if I'm wrong. I feel like sometimes it's a lot for a man to be a man all the time, like super tough, super like, you know what I'm saying, without having that vulnerability from a woman, and for them to be allowing that type of sensuality. I don't know if that makes sense.
It makes sense, and I'll tell you something. Like I'm turning 50 this year. It's taking me a lot to understand life,
Hey,
and stuff like that.
let's
And I think
go.
I think where I'm at in life now, I we were talking about this the other day, me and my wife, in regards to like all the stuff that I've gone through in life, and obstacles that you go through. Men don't want to show that, and there's a reason behind it, because we feel that the moment we start dropping that information, it could be used against you in an argument, or like something goes wrong. Next thing you know, you're throwing that at that person, and that's the wrong thing to do.
Yeah.
And whatever happens behind closed doors, by all means, is what happens behind closed doors. You know what I mean? And that's whether you want to get freaky, whether you want to, do some crazy stuff that you ain't done in a long time. It's always Let's get down with the get down. But you're right. When it comes down to it, men don't want to show their feminine side to it, right? Because we all have that soft side to us. I'm the first to admit that I have that. I have that. I want to break down. I want to just like, damn, I don't want this headache over my shoulders. You know, I keep carrying the weight of everything. And sometimes I just feel like, damn, like, you know, I just want to come home and relax, you know, get a foot massage, get my back rubbed or something, you know.
Right.
So whatever it could be. And I love my wife because she always, you all right? Everything good? And I'm just like, yeah, I'm good, you know. The good thing is I have my little sanctuary in my office, and I come in here and you know pictures I've taken, I'll revisit them and I'll re-edit them or I'll do stuff like that. And when I talk to my wife about you know when I do photo shoots, when it's with a woman and the woman decide, hey, I want to do like you know some sexual stuff and this and I want to wear this you know real outgoing type outfits, and I'm just like, all right, check this out. That's why I have my wife, so you can feel comfortable about that. And I
Right.
think that's where men have to respect that. Just because you see a half naked woman on internet or Instagram, you know, or whatever platform people have, doesn't mean that she's just throwing herself out there. She just feels confident about who she is,
Right.
and she's
Speak on
wanting to
that.
show that. You know what I mean? And I say it all the time. If you can take that and put it in an artistic style, yeah, toda madre. You know what I mean? It's going to be something dope as hell, and people are going to want to see that. But it doesn't mean
Right.
the woman just throwing her ass out there and be like, yo, you know, I'm trying to get this, I'm trying to get that. I mean, there are some women that do that and they're blunt about it. And there are women that don't do that. They just do it because they really want to be artistic. And I support that. I'm a big advocate for making women feel comfortable and making women feel empowered, right? More than
Renee,
Hell
you
anything.
yeah.
must have daughters.
I have daughters. Yes,
I
I have
could
two
tell.
daughters. You want to know something? I have two daughters and they both came out to me, and both of them when they came out to me, they were scared, you know, and when you guys talk about, you know, lesbians and stuff like that,
Yeah, yeah,
I'm traditional Mexicano Catholic, of course, you know, what do we
of
Yeah.
do?
course.
I went by what I was told and taught in church and this and that. So I had to learn, and I say this with the utmost due respect, I had to
Yeah.
learn about that world. So I was asking questions, not because I'm trying to, you know, be this idiot or anything. I was asking questions so I know what not to say because I am, again, a traditional Mexican man, right? You know, like I
Yeah.
blurt things out sometimes that I don't. I know that it's probably not a right thing to say, or I still use you know certain words freely because it was the way I was raised and the way streets come in, and we could talk
Yeah.
days and days, right? But I had to learn when it's appropriate and when it's not appropriate.
Are
And
your daughters doms? Are they? And when I say doms, are they like the?
my
Are they
my
like
my
studs?
my oldest is, and my youngest, I still say she's just confused as hell because she likes men, so she's both. She likes men
Yeah,
and
she
women. I don't.
bisexual. She
So
who
I
she
don't
Uh,
know.
is.
Again, she's the more feminine one because she's still like she was, you know, when she was coming up. You know, it's all about girls and dolls and stuff like that. So I didn't know this, and in all honesty, I was just trying to figure out, okay, what happened, where did it come from? But then I thought about it, and I'm like, well, they're just like their dad, right? They love women. Nothing I can do. I mean, I was, you know, I was a woman loving kind of guy, you know. Not,
right.
I say it was much worse, but I'm trying to be respectful here. So
Yeah.
I'm glad that I learned what I learned, and I love my daughters to no end. There ain't no less love for them. There ain't nothing. They're still my daughters, whether they choose to be women or not. That's their pedo. You know, I say that. I just tell
Well,
them that be
I got a
respectful.
question then. That was my topic for next week, but I just feel the energy and I have to speak on it right now then. So my topic, my second topic, but I was gonna hold it for next week, was as far as Smiles and I, how was your coming out story and did you feel comfortable coming out? And for those that of course that's heterosexual and have family members that came out, what was your response and how did you handle that situation?
Are you asking me
My
a question?
oldest,
It's for everybody.
Oh.
so my oldest, when she came out, she sent me a letter.
Mm.
She sent me a letter with pictures with
Okay.
her and her girlfriend. And when she had introduced me, because my oldest lives in Jacksonville, Florida. When
Okay.
she had introduced me, when I went out there, she was like, "This is my friend," but she never told me this is my girlfriend.
You know how it go.
So I'm gonna be honest about this whole situation. I was kind of hurt.
Okay.
I thought we had the relationship where you can tell me whatever it is you got to tell me. I'm not gonna judge you because it's not my position to judge. that's the truth. You know, I'm the only person that can actually judge us is the man upstairs, and that's the truth. You know what I mean? So when she sent it to me, I was hurt. I was devastated because I was like, I was trying to put two and two together, and I didn't get it until I started reading the letter. And I get to the bottom of the letter, and I was just like, okay. I think I still have the letter somewhere too, to be honest with you. Um, it was like, damn. So I called her mom right away, you know, because I'm like, yo, did you know this? And she's like, yeah, you know, she was trying to find a way to tell you. And I'm like, why didn't you tell me? Or why didn't, you know, like, in all honesty, she's like, it wasn't my place to say anything, Rene. And I was hurt and I was upset, but then I called my daughter and I told my daughter the same thing I'm saying right now, word for word. Is that I told her, I love you and you're my daughter. I don't care who you are, what you feel you need to be. Just remember that you're my blood and we don't take no shit from nobody. We don't back down and we stay strong no matter what. And you can tell me whatever it is you need to tell me. Don't ever feel like you can't tell me this. I expressed how I was hurt and how she could have done it to me face to face when I was out there. That'd have been a much smoother transition than me having to read it on a letter and go through it on a letter, right? And I don't knock her for it. I understand why she did that, but at the same time, it was as a father, you gotta understand that okay, it was a hard time for her to begin with, and I think the timing was kind of like crazy, right? And then it turned into one of those like, damn, wait a minute, like I'm your father, like what the fuck, you know? Sorry, so it wasn't like damn, like stabbed me in the neck or something. It was just one of those things where it was like, you felt like damn, you don't have a real relationship with your daughter at that point.
So,
You were
Rene,
scared.
did you feel like you failed as a father because your daughter was gay,
I'm
or did you
always say
feel?
no. I'm always say because I know the where you were going with that question. I'm always say that I've always felt like I failed because number one, I didn't stay with her mom, and I it was hard to be a long distance relationship father.
Mm,
Right, I would get her on certain times in summer times, or when she felt she wanted to come back to LA because you know she was born in East LA out here, and her mom took off at a time where I was 100% uncertain with my life, and I didn't know what I was going to do with my life, and you know the choices I was making with my life were wrong. Like typical man, you know, we don't know what the hell we want until we figure it all out, until shit happens, you know. But I think the most important thing was trying to always show that there was structure in our relationship, and I always did my best, even though I wasn't always there every day or for every little episode that she probably went through in life and all that. I felt like I failed her to begin with.
okay.
So when she came out, I did feel 100% like I failed her. I messed up, you know, like damn.
Yeah, the reason why I asked you that question because when I came out, my grandmother and granny and great aunt raised me. And the first thing my grandmother said is like, I feel like I failed you. I raised you wrong. Because my family is like Christian. My aunt was a deacon. Like I have like pastors in the family. So we heavy in church. So me coming out, I think I'm 40 now. I came out when I was maybe 21, 22. And a couple of my family members was more so like, oh, I already knew you was gay. I was just waiting for you to come out. But like my grandma, she was more so like, I failed. I failed as a parent. And I'm a part of the community, Rene and everybody else know PY and Smiles. And I have a son, right? I got inseminated. I didn't have sex with a guy. I got inseminated. And
Oh
I'm a
wow.
part of the community, right? But if my son tells me that he's gay, I love my son to death, but I will go drive probably 7 hours crying, feel like I failed as a parent. I know that probably sounds weird,
It don't
but
sound weird.
but
I don't think it sounds weird, and I think you're at a point in your life where you start to realize what's right from wrong, and what you feel is right is in your heart. There's nothing wrong with that, and
yeah,
I think the miscommunication and the misunderstanding is why people say I think I failed you, and it's taken me a long time to understand that. Again, I'm at a point in my life where I realize that I've made mass mistakes with women. I've made mass mistakes with my children, both of my daughters. I have two grandsons, and my daughter one day said, "Well, what would you if they came out gay?" And I was like, "If they come out gay, if they come out gay, what do you want me to do? Like, I'm not anybody to judge. I've already explained this. I don't know how many times. You know, she's always scared to tell me something. And I love my grandbabies to death because of the fact that they're two little boys. I didn't have boys, so they're my little road dogs. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they basically your sons that you
And I
never
can
had, but they your
put
grandkids.
the little bikes for them. I'll do whatever, and you see them on them, and they're just tearing it up. And I'm like, yeah, like they're just rough and rugged, and I get to do things that I couldn't do with my daughters like that. Because if I did
Right.
with my daughters, and I'm gonna feel like a bad dad because they got hurt or something, right? Even though if they wanted to do it, my oldest would do it. But that's why I say don't ever feel that way. And I think kids are gonna be kids. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
if you teach them, and I will state this 100% to anybody that ever questions me about anything. If you teach your kids the right way, they won't be like the other kids out there roaming around in the streets, you know what I mean, doing disrespectful things, being disrespectful to people. You teach them respect, honor, and integrity.
Mm.
Yeah.
Whatever they decide to do with their life and their love lives and all that, that's going to be on them. And you just have to help guide them to make
Yeah.
sure that they understand that they don't make those wrong choices that you probably went through
Yeah.
or made because, of course, it's always that cycle, right? That keeps going and keeps going. We all try to break the cycle. We just need to really just stop focusing on if the kid's gay, the kid's gay. Nothing you can do about that. There's no hormone or gene or pill or something's gonna stop that from being that.
That's true.
You know
That's
what I
true.
mean?
I agree.
Unless
I
they choose not to be that.
exactly,
Unless they make the
exactly.
choice, not to be that. But
But you have to teach them that it's okay to feel the way they feel. Yeah, and it's not about like with all these ridiculous things you hear on the news and people stating people who literally don't even have probably never partaken in their kids' lives whatsoever try to tell you how to teach or make your kid understand this or that. Really? Who are you to say anything? That's always been my biggest thing. And you know, we're from LA, right? We're from the city that shows no pity when it comes down to certain things.
Agree.
This is how we've got to understand that if we teach our kids from a young age about respect, about integrity and honor, you can't fail as a parent. And I think I did that with my daughters, and I'm glad that I did that. But at the same time, I always feel like I failed. It's just inside of you. It's just a thought that you always got going and
Yeah,
stuff
you
like that.
being a father, that's how I would feel like me being a mother. Like, even though I want the best for my son, I give him the best, I give him the world. And if that comes out, I feel like I would be in your shoes. Like, I would feel how you feel. But I love my kid to to infinity and beyond. So I would
but
accept.
the question is, I want to ask for you, Jamie, not to cut you off,
Oh
but
no, go ahead.
do you have is your son around a man though, like on a consistent basis?
Yeah, all the time. I'm not really close to my family, so I call my life like The Sims. Like, I built my own family. So my best friend family is my family. I do have a nephew out here that my son adores, and that's who he looks up to. That's who he follows. But I feel like at the same time, I don't know if it's just in their DNA or that's who they are, because I hung out with women, prestigious women, girly girls, and the whole time I was like, damn, I want to wear pants. I don't want to wear no skirt. Damn, I want to look at this girl, but I can't because my aunt's going to get mad, or So
Mhm.
it doesn't matter like who you raise around. Like, I just feel like if you gay, if it's in you, it's in you, or if you bisexual, homosexual, trans, it's just in you. And I knew that at a young age. I already knew, like, 8 years old, I like girls for sure.
Well, speaking of venue, this goes into right of my next topic, which is that in DC they are tearing up the Black Lives Matter Plaza in
So
DC.
so are we doing finishing with topics, or is
Yeah, we gonna
Rene
finish with huh?
and he promote his event that he has coming
Oh,
up and
yeah, yeah. I'm sorry. I'm high, y'all. I'm high. My fault.
how he
Don't
started?
don't
My
don't worry.
fault.
No,
My
And,
fault.
That's why you
and I
guys
have
My
gotta
my
fault.
I have
yourself.
another topic, and I want Renee to be a part of that one too.
Renee,
Let
can you tell us about your event that you have coming up? I believe you said that you're dropping a book on the March 29th, and let our viewers know what it is that you do in LA.
So I'm what they call a street photographer. I've been taking pictures for about 30 years now.
Mm.
Um, Off and on the scene. I always had access to disposable cameras. You know, when I was younger, I used to go steal them from stores, and that was the way I did it. And I was taking pictures of my friends doing graffiti, murals like you see right here. You know, Los Angeles stuff like that. I was always heavily in the graffiti scene with my boys. I gang banged as well. You know, from a neighborhood down here in East LA. But I was never a what you would call as a follower, right? I didn't like some of the stuff that people were doing, things like that. I was like, you're fighting over what, a piece of street that ain't even yours. As a young
Amen.
age, I felt that way, you know. So don't get me wrong, I was always down, but back when I was coming up, it was a different lifestyle, and you know, I talked about this the other day on another podcast. You know, I'm from Aliso Village, which is it was one of the oldest projects out here in LA. Um, and it was built, you know, around World War II and was to house all the veterans coming home from World War II. Unfortunately, it turned into just minorities living there. And then literally back in those days is when Hispanics and blacks were going at it with each other over, you know, because of the neighborhood and this and that. I was never one to be like that, and I felt uncomfortable going at somebody that I knew that was a neighbor or somebody in school that I went to school with, stuff like that. So I did my dirt like everybody else, but at the same time, I learned what true diversity is. And that's what I implement in my street photography diversity. Our city is so filled with not just our culture. And when I say nuestra cultura, I'm talking about all races.
Mm.
Um, you know, I love to be able to grab anybody from a different race and they let me take a picture. And I primarily shoot in black and white because it's my new thing now. And I've learned that black and white shows so much depth and
It does. I love black and white.
so
Oh,
much
even movies.
personality. And I got to shoot with, you know, the lovely Miss PYT there. And it was a fun shoot because I had her doing things that she probably didn't even feel like, damn, what the hell am I doing over here? Why are we on train tracks? And why are we on top of trains?
Yeah.
And you know, in the middle of like just a straight street that had nothing but graffiti all around. And I was showing her what true diversity is when it came down to shooting in the city. Because we can go to a studio, shoot in a studio any time of day. What are you really getting out of that? So I've
Yeah.
learned to implement my styles of graffiti, learn to implement the streets into my photography, and that's kind of what I do. I have a natural eye, from what I'm being told from a lot of people, that I've got this crazy perspective of life. So that's what my book is. My book is called Random Buckshots of Los Angeles. I'm dropping it March 29th. And it's
Oh,
just filled with people that have either come in my path or on the path to wherever it is I'm going. Um, I'm thankful and blessed that I get to shoot with so many people, so many talented people on top of that. And the event is just literally a artistic night of me with the book, showing that I've taken my skill set to another level because I think it's so much more than digital, right? That we all live in this digital world now. Social media shows everything and anything. But when you go back to that old school way of thinking and piece of paper or a book or a photo, it brings so much more life out. So that event is for the people. From me, I published my own book. I got to do that, and that was pretty cool. And most of all, I've got some musical guests. I'm not gonna name any names, you know, PYT. They're gonna be rocking the mic, you know what I'm saying? Along with a bunch of other people that I've had the privilege of photographing. And then I'm
right.
gonna have a live demonstration of Catrina art, which is another, you know, Mexican based style of artistic way of showing that you honor the dead. Um, there's gonna be one from the world renowned makeup artist Lucero. She's dope as hell. She has her own published makeup book out of it and stuff like that. So she's pretty badass when it comes down to it. So I'm gonna have about 5 models walking around with 2 car clubs that I've shot as well, which is Lady Lowriders. It's a lady based lowrider car club that they have some amazing vehicles. So they're gonna be there. And then I have Eastside Bombs, just old 1920, 1930s, 1940s, and 1950 style cars.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And it's gonna be an event that like no other. And there's gonna be some big names in photography going to be there, as well as some big actors that I've known that I've got to shoot. And then if you guys know or remember Mellow Man Ace, he'll be there as well, also performing for me. I got to shoot with him and Dana Dane. I got to shoot
Oh,
a cover
Oh, damn.
for they had a single called Two for the Time, and I got to shoot their album cover. So it's pretty badass.
Oh, you lit.
I got to work with Guap City Productions,
Okay.
badass producer out here in LA. Does a lot of stuff for the 93.5 K Day.
Yeah.
So I've been blessed. Like I said, I've been blessed, and I always say this. I'm thankful for everybody that lets me put them in front of my camera and lets me shoot and lets me understand that I'm going to take it to another level with it. So
Yeah,
Rene,
that's what's
man,
up.
I could just keep you here and ask you all type of questions, but I would like for you to do something for me, pretty please.
sure.
If you can look into the camera and say something positive for someone that's inspired by you and they feel like giving up, what would you say?
Mhm.
At this point in my life, I'm turning 50 this year. If you ever go through any struggles, any challenges, don't give up. Look at me. I still push it every day, hard as hell. I'm not this big photographer. I never say that because I stay humble. So always remember where you come from. Always understand that you're gonna go through so many obstacles and you can't blow up overnight. There ain't no way. Ain't nobody's ever been able to blow up overnight. If you know that story, someone push it, like push it as hell, and love it, and never forget where you come from, and you're gonna go far. The biggest thing in this industry, in any industry, music, acting, Hollywood, whatever you want to call an industry, take your time and understand that you are you and you are not for everybody. No one's really gonna love your style. No one's really gonna, feel like it's damn, that's the best shit I've ever seen.
Mhm.
As long as you love it and as long as you enjoy doing what you're doing, it's all that matters.
I
That's
love
the
it.
reason. That's the reason why life is so hard. Is because we make it hard on ourselves. So don't make it
Yeah,
hard. Love what you do and do it. That's all.
Yes.
Damn,
facts.
I love that.
I
We
love it.
appreciate that. We love that shit.
Thank you. Thank you.
I
Thank you
would
for
like
letting me
to.
be on here
I
as
mean,
well.
y'all go ahead, because I'll keep Renee here all day, man. Just y'all do y'all thing. I want to keep him in my pocket. I want to keep him here because I got another question, but I'll let you guys do your thing. I'm just
Yeah. We go keep it moving. We go keep it moving. So the next topic on hand is in DC. They is doing a demolition of the Black Lives Matter Plaza. This is because DC has a new act called Make DC Safe Again. For those of you who are not familiar with what's going on in the Capitol, it's a lot of violence going on. It's a lot of the young people destroying and pillaging, citizens in DC and stuff
my
like
bad,
that.
y'all.
Oh, somebody burning, somebody burning in the kitchen.
My bad. All right, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So they bringing up the Black Lives Matter Plaza joint. Me personally, I feel like it should come up because, Black lives is not mattering to Black people in DC at the moment because you got so many people and kids killing each other and they stealing, they beating people up on the train. And, it's so many people dying. Do Black lives really matter? You know what I'm saying? That's the question I have for y'all. Do y'all feel like do Black lives matter to Black people? Whoever want to answer the question. Whoever want to answer, why y'all just looking at me?
Can I jump on
Gang.
this one? Can I jump on this one? Here's
Yeah.
my take. Here's my take on this, and I will be blunt, and I hope it's not offensive to anybody. You guys understand who you are, right? Where you come from. And I think Hispanics, because we'll say it that way, Hispanics and Blacks have gone through so much struggles in life, so many heartaches and so many obstacles to be able to be recognized. Because if you look back on even up until the 70s, there was only two classifications. There was either white or black. You can look at that and in the actual files, because on my birth certificate it doesn't say
Uh-huh.
anything other than you were either born in Mexico or you were
Yep.
white. There was no ifs, ands, or buts. So you were either white or black. Now it took so many years for Hispanics to get recognized as a part of a race. So when the Black Lives Matter movement started, the whole purpose was to make sure that people understood that you guys stood for something. And I believed in that. And I still believe in that today. If we, the people, stand up for what we believe is right, the problem is that the moment people get into power, they forget all about what that meant to them when they first started. And that's
Mm-hmm.
the God truth. And you can see that in anything that goes on, political or anybody in a position of power. As soon as somebody gets
Yep.
in a position of power, they forget about what the true meaning of what anything stands for. And I think Black Lives Matter stand for the fact that it was a movement to show that you guys were tired of the nonsense. You guys were tired of the way people were treating you. You guys were tired
Yep.
of the way police were treating you more than anything, because that was the most honest to God truth. And I felt
Yep.
that. And I'm a firm activist when it comes to certain things. I don't like that when we get stereotyped and we get put on blast about, oh, immigration this and immigration that. Really? Oh, we want to talk about immigration. There's so many other races other than Mexicanos. There's so many other races, other than Hispanics. Why are they always the ones on subjects on news matters and stuff like that?
Mm-hmm.
That kind of sucks. To me, that sucks big time. So that's why I say that. I think people really need to focus and not let things that someone started because of a belief get just
Mm-hmm.
torn away drastically like that. They should be standing up and fighting. And now the thing about kids out there robbing and stealing and stuff like that, where are the parents at?
Mm-hmm.
We'll go back to that. That parents' responsibility is to teach their kids. And if those kids have no parents, they had an uncle, they had an aunt. I used to get my ass beat up. I had no mom or dad growing up. I had
Yeah.
grandma, and my grandma and grandpa did not play. My grandma beat the hell out of me. So I think that's where it has to go back to that. Is we got to start teaching our kids the right way. We got to start loving our kids, because we don't love our kids and just let them run a free and amok. Of course, you're gonna have nothing but chaos. But how do you take that? How do you take chaos out of a factor? Teach the kids, train them.
Yeah.
You know,
Nah, for real. PY, what you got to say?
Um.
Jamie
To
having technical difficulties. I want to let y'all know. She'll be
Jane,
back though.
trying to figure out where she went because I didn't see Jane Doe no more. So, but yeah. For me, I think I just get kind of tired of the stereotype. I get tired of all black people being put in a bubble
Uh-huh.
because we talk about, do Black Lives Matter? Well, let's talk about the civil rights movement. Let's talk about, the Jim Crow era. And when all those black people were protesting, that was illegal. That was illegal at that time. So they were breaking the law. So they were seen as criminals. Now we're in a time where you see black people committing crimes and they make it and they publicize it as though we're committing the mass majority of crimes and we're the number one and we're just so thug life and we're killing people. But at the same time, why are you guys not spotlighting why we are talking about Black Lives Matter? Why are you guys not spotlighting the good that is happening in the black community? Why are you guys not talking about the statistics that are showing graduation or the statistics that show the job market? Why is it that you guys, when it comes to Black Lives Matter, it doesn't matter because you guys are killing each other? Yeah, we are killing each other. Nobody's saying that we're not. And that is something that we need to address. That is something that has been addressed, and that is something that does need to change. But at the same time, it does not make it okay. And it does not make it right for us to call the police like they're celebrating Breonna Taylor today. It does not make it right for you to call the police and they come to your door and they kill you in your own home. And then they double back and they say, oh, well, we didn't know, or oh, it was a misfire. That is the whole purpose of the reason why Black Lives Matter started. Them tearing up the ground Yeah, they could have been out there talking about it and protesting, but at the same time, what we focused on is how Target just lost $12.4 billion. That's what we're focused on right now. Our fight, we're showing that Black Lives Matter. We're showing that Black dollars matter. You feel me? By the fight that we're doing right now. So I feel like them tearing up the ground, let them tear up the ground. That doesn't mean anything. It ain't nothing but a piece of sidewalk. Let's keep hitting them where it hurt. And how we hitting them right now is in them pockets. So Black Lives Matter. Black dollars matter. Let's keep it going.
That's right. That's right. Black
Well,
lives do matter. I,
How
this is this is
about
Crump because Jamie, is having technical difficulty. So this is somebody that wanted to come up. So Crump, what is your take on them taking up the Black Lives Matter Plaza? Do you feel like it's
in
because they're
DC.
trying to destroy? Yeah, what you feel on
Mhm.
that?
Um, it's gonna happen. They're on the DEI bullshit, right? But as a statement, yeah, it's became a powerful statement. Like as far as rhetoric and like a narrative and like things like as far as even like back in the day, it was like Black Power, and then it was like in the '90s, we had different slogans and shit that represent a real thing. Now, this is my thing
Yeah,
about the organization, like the Black Lives Matter, as far as the protests and everything, because I'm not sure if you remember, they had a police shooting in Charlotte, right? This is years ago. This
yeah,
is like at least 8 years ago. This was like the year before I moved to New Orleans, right?
yeah.
And then they had like a whole lot of different. They had protests all uptown Charlotte. They started looting and everything for like a day or two. They were like setting shit on fire and everything. One night
Mm-hmm.
I went downtown right when they had a protest, and I kept on saying like, and the people around there, the Black Lives Matter people, they weren't from from Charlotte. I kept saying, who was these people? And it wasn't like an organized protest. And the reason I really don't really rock with Black Lives Matter because kind of what you said, like it only matters in one context. Like where is Black Lives Matter in the education system? Where is Black Lives Matter in the healthcare system? Like that's not the only way um we're getting, killed or suffering. Like it's not just black on black and police violence, it's other
Yeah.
aspects. So, I just feel it's gonna, it's just it's all in the game. Cause who we have as a president for the next 4 years. It's unfortunate,
so
but
to respond to that about the healthcare. So for the last since about I want to say 2019, 2020, there has been a whole healthcare thing that Black people have been doing. I don't know if you've been watching on the news, but there was a whole thing in Texas where there was a high number of women that were dying during childbirth. Children were being born stillborn, or they were having miscarriages. And you can Google it, you can look it up. There are cases that happened in California. That's why Centinela Hospital, they shut down the whole ward as far as the pregnancy ward, because there was a woman that died there who kept complaining that her stomach hurt, and they ignored her and she passed away. At Cedar Sinai, there was a situation that happened with the divorce court judge. I forgot her name, and they had to fight because her daughter-in-law died during childbirth. So it's not publicized, but there is a whole fight that is going on with the healthcare system as far as what's going on to Black women. There's a whole fight that's going on right now as far as why our Black children are being born disabled. And there are statistics that show from 2020 and the kids that were born and vaccinated up until now, all the problems that they're having. So there are fights that are going on. Maybe they're silent because they're not being publicized. There are protests that have been had at hospitals. There are things that have been going on and it's documented. But unfortunately, the mass majority of the media, they don't promote that. They only promote us killing each other. They don't promote the fact that there are lawyers like Ben Crump standing outside of hospitals and they are advocating for Black women that are dying during childbirth. This is stuff that's all over media. You just have to look for it.
well, yeah, I know these things. I know these things are they exist. But I mean, what I meant by that was the same way we see the Black Lives Matter like show up in numbers for the police shooting protests. I don't see them for other issues. That's trying to say. Like I haven't seen no. I haven't. Well, maybe I could do. I'll redo my research, but I haven't seen like a Black Lives Matter protest on any of those. Like as far as how we affected the health system,
Yeah,
education,
they had
like
them out
police
here.
shootings.
They had them out here. You can look it up. Like it was, they had them out here. I live right
It was
down the
Black
street
Lives Matter.
from the hospital. Black Lives Matter was out there. Ben Crump was
Okay.
out there. It was really big. It was on the news, and then
Yeah,
very fast it was taken off. They aired it, and then they stopped talking about it. But the
sure.
protest kept going until the ward was closed down. So
Yeah.
Mhm.
shout out to
They
the
just gotta
black
get
people.
close enough.
Shout out to the black people.
Shout
I
out to
think
the
Sure.
I
black
think
people that did that.
I think this is what I wanted to add something to that, because if you guys didn't know this, in the 60s and the 70s, the Brown Berets were hand in hand with the Black Panthers, and they did a lot of real life advocating to show that unity can stand so much more, and can give so much more to each other if we stood by each other the way we should. And I think what you said, it's not shown, and it's not shown for a reason, because they are scared when we start to understand our unity will be
Mm-hmm.
so much more defiant than anything, because then we're really going to have the numbers. And
Mm-hmm.
in all honesty, they might have guns, but that don't mean nothing, because we got guns too. You know what I mean? And that's where my uncle was a brown beret, and he would tell me extensive stories. So I used to hear these things, and it always made sense. That's why I say, if we stand together, I guarantee you we can make so much noise. And doesn't have to be titles Black Lives, doesn't have to be titles, Mexicano lives forever, or stuff like that. It should just be united as one, to show
Right.
we the people stand for something. And I'm a firm
Mm-hmm.
believer of the Constitution and what it stood for, but now it's just
Yes.
getting torn apart, and it's ridiculous. And then they're making it back to where, what, you think you're gonna tell me what? I'm a what? I'm a wetback, this and that. You know what? I am a wetback. And what? You got a problem with it? I'm 100% Mexican, you know, born here in the United States. I'm first generation born here in the United States. My father was born in Mexico. My mom was from El Paso, Texas. What does that mean? I have more rights than a lot of people should have more rights, but it doesn't matter about rights. It's about the fact that we need to stand together and
Yeah.
show we'll fight for our rights if that's what we really want. You're not going to change things just because you decide, oh, you don't like this. That's your opinion. Keep your opinions in your
Mm-hmm.
damn self. As a politician, as a leader, or whatever it is you are, stop getting involved in certain things that you shouldn't be getting involved in. Like, especially when it comes to what goes on with real people. Like, don't hurt the real people that actually are the ones that are providing you with the goddamn job. Because guess what?
Right.
Yes.
That Tonto got voted by somebody, right? He got in office. And I always say this: when you're the president, it stands for so much more, because you're holding the highest office in the land. So treat
Yeah.
it with dignity and respect. Don't just think it's one of your dumbass corporate companies that you're gonna be able to say something or do something. And that's
You
my
can't
piece
fire
on
them.
that. I
Right.
apologize. I appreciate
All
you guys
right,
come
PY.
on here. Thank you so much. I'm gonna have to jump
Thank
off
you,
now, but thank you
Nate.
guys so much.
We appreciate
All
you,
right, and
yeah.
I'll
We appreciate you.
be nice.
Yeah, hey, me.
All right. Then there was two.
Then there was two. Then
Then
there
there was
was
two.
two. Then there was
This was
two,
a good
man.
episode.
This was a good you
This
want
was
you want to talk about your topic?
Nah, I did. I asked about the women asking for sex. I'm done.
Oh yeah. Oh, all right, cool, cool. So that was a good little wrap up. You know what I'm saying? Hey man, this is My Perspective Podcast. We appreciate y'all for tapping in, all of our subscribers, all of our supporters, man. I want to give a special shout out to Tommy, man. Shout out to Tommy, one of our strong subscribers and supporters. He's always showing his love. Make sure y'all follow him on Instagram. We're gonna put his information in the bio when it's come out. And shout out to Rene. Shout out to Rene, the photographer. Make sure y'all tap in with him. He
All right.
having his show.
Yes. Shout
You breaking up, PY. Damn, you start freezing. Oh shit. Well, I don't know. PY frozen like a motherfucker. PY frozen. I don't know what's happening. But this is My Perspective Podcast. I'm your host, TTRLA, man. That was your host. They call her PYT. Jamie Burrell was also another host, man. We appreciate y'all for tapping in. Make sure y'all come to episode 11, man. That's a powerful episode coming up next week. We appreciate y'all for tapping in, though. Peace.
Yeah. Say, man, it's Street Top Radio LA.